Nerf Clan Blitzers, it is Ronan. Welcome back to the channel. We got a treat for you today. Two huge games from Gent. Gent Gone Wild. The first is with the Kranvagn here in Alpenstat, the unbalanced map. And the second is a T57. Both games are massive, huge games. And I always love watching Gent play. I learn a lot from his positioning in particular, his moves, etc. So I hope you watch with me. Okay, so, Alpenstat is one of these quirky maps. I think it's one I kind of tend to go one way or another, depending on whether I'm in heavies or meds. But certainly with a heavy, this is a terrific position to go here, right? You can see Gent's team more or less came with him. Rather shocking in this day and age. Gent uses the -10 of the Kranvagn and the terrific turret to get a couple of quick shots. Gent said he's figured this tank out. I think it's a good tank. It's a good, solid tank. It just has a lot of quirks. I mean, the reload in general is just god-awful slow, and the traverse is bad. Gent here using one of the most awesome features of the tank, which is the reverse speed. Does not take that shot. I think he realized quickly, and this is a kind of just general awareness that Gent has on that T57. If Gent had kept backing up and pursued that Leo, who was a no camo noob, he would have gotten plastered by the T57, who was a little bit asleep at the wheel. He could have pounded Gent. So Gent instead hits him already twice, gets the third in there. Now he's got about a 40-minute reload, so he is going, I'm kidding, he's going to go ahead and sit this one out and wait. And luckily the 57 also had to reload, backed out, the T30 did not push, so Gent gets in a pretty good position. It's 4-on-4 right here, and the game's far from over. You see Gent's got a fair amount of hit points, as does his T30. T57's low health, but in overall, the game is still in its infancy in a way. A couple of the noobs have been cleared. So a T30, I mean, what a terrific tank. But one that you can kind of clear if you can get in the right spot. You just don't want it to hammer you. And they've got, T30 has great DPM as well. So Gent right there is trying to angle the tank there. Does get hit. And there's that 57. Gent did not get that shot to land. He's trying desperately to go back, and he does. He takes a big risk here because the T30 could pop him for well over 1,000, but the T30's reload is not quite that quick. And then Gent is going to boldly go where a few tanks have gone before. Takes the hit there, but he knows he's got HE loaded. He can hit the rear of the T30. And then the auto reloaders here, the big advantage of the Kranvagn is you auto reload that. Watch this aim. Boom. Pops him in the ass again. 466, but he could have rolled higher than that. And yeah, and then the T30's bull. No, it's not bull, you stupid ass. You have no rear armor and you ran away. Meanwhile, now Gent got himself into a very tricky situation here. He is by himself. His team just did the disappearing trick over here, and he's got two tanks against him. He's got 45 hit points. So I watched this the first time, and I thought this was one of the, what I call the Wheeler, from the Wheeler reel of losses, which Wheeler has great masteries and terrible losses. But this is Gent, and Gent finds a way to win here. Pops the E75 once, twice. Cannot get the third shot in, but he's got the E75 to a one shot. And here comes the Object 268. Now this here, you guys will see the stats for this guy. He is a good player, if I remember correctly. But he just couldn't get the gun down. And that's one of the tricks to the Kranvagn. It does have a quicker enough reload because of the auto reloader. And I think this was a very smart but well-calculated risk. Gent knew that the 268 couldn't have been positioned yet. And this is a player from Chrono. That's right. This guy is good. The other thing is the E75 did not come over. The E75 could have been behind Gent right now and cleared him. Gent misses that shot, which is ungentlemanlike. There's the E75. He misses the shot. But Gent is getting into position. He now knows where they are. He knows what he's got to do. And the beautiful thing is, they're one for sure. The 268's a one shot, obviously. The E75 could be a one shot with a big roll. So Gent is going to try to get this reload to go. He's got 5 seconds left, and he'll have his entire clip fully loaded. 268 again takes this kind of wild shot. I don't know what that guy was thinking. Gent needs to be careful here and to use both tanks correctly. And he uses the speed to get around it, gets a very, very nice shot. Terrific shot there on the E75, and then gets into position. Now, again, that was a clutch bounce. And I think what made that bounce, if you want to watch how Gent pushes forward just at the right second to only expose his turret. Brilliant move. And the C75 is a noob. I think this player's complaining, but that was another terrific shot. A lot of luck and a lot of skill, a little bit of luck involved in that one. 6398 damage, 4 kills, 1577 base. And that doesn't even highlight the comeback that was there. That was an insane comeback, and you can just see some of these other players. That was the E75. He's certainly no pro, but Gent is, and I think that was really well handled, Gent. All right, so if you were ready for a nail biter there, hold on to your seats. We are the T57, also an Alpenstat, must be Gent's map. I forgot that these are both Alpenstat, both from the same spawn, so the southwest spawn there of Alpenstat. And Gent goes to a slightly different position. Maybe we'll have to ask him why he chose to go more of an in-town. I think I remember from watching a replay of Atomic, this was one of his favorite spots here. A good spot with a good heavy. I think, the T57 is a little bit more mobile than the Kranvagn, but a different type of tank because you do not have the auto reloader. Different armor profile, etc. Gent gets 3 very nice shots into the 5120, who had no business hanging around there getting the shit beat out of him. And now he's going to see what he can do to this IS-7. And again, the 57 does have a great cannon. It's got terrific velocity, good aim time, good dispersion. It's one of my least favorite tanks, well, other than the 50B, to find me out in the open because I know it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt 3 times. 4005 can do that to you as well. So Gent's kind of taking on the team. His team has got a couple, of the meds and a light over on the hillside here on the left. He's got an idiot capping and a TD. Why not? And it's just kind of a disorganized team event here. Gent's cleared the 120, 7-on-6. Things look actually relatively good. There comes a Mauschen and the IS-7 pops back here. The IS-7, I think people no longer play the tank that much. I certainly don't. But it's still one of those tanks that you just can't clear easily. You got to aim. The sides have troll bounces. And I think the Mauschen's actually much easier tank to clear, even though it's got more hit points. So there, Gent, that's a beautiful spot. That should have landed. Terrific aiming. He actually got hit there, which I thought that was a really, really clever play to use that tank as a spot there. He had a nice little area covered. Meanwhile, that TD, which I can't see right now, is still just capping like a fucking idiot. I don't understand the stupidity of some of the people in the game here, while Gent just taking on 2 different tanks. He does land a shot there. Well, help from the E100s. 5-on-4. Things don't look terrible. 41 on the cap. Still capping here. Captain Cap. But Gent's realizing quickly that this situation is going to unfold. They got 2-on-1 over by the med side. The IS-7 is trying to run away and go help the meds. Gent had a decision here that I think is an interesting one. He could have capped, and I think there was a part. So you see the T30 is there. Should you cap at this point? But it's down to 11, and then, of course, there we go. The T30, who was capping, just decided to leave. He is in the unit clan. What can you say? I don't know. So he leaves, takes a big shot. This IS-7 actually played a really nice game. His team fell apart. He held the middle there pretty well against a lot of other tanks. And it's really hard to get an IS-7 when it's hauled down. You can see the mediums are still over there fighting with Gent's medium. And this IS-7 is just kind of holding that haul down spot. It's still 4-on-3 right now, 4-on-3. Things look okay, but what you haven't looked at the entire match is where is the Jagdpanzer for the red team. And if you just saw it there on the right-hand side, it has completely full health, and he just came out and cleared Gent's TDs. So now it's a 3-on-3. You got a full health Jagdpanzer. Gent takes another hit. He is down to, lucky 7 hit points, and he's got an IS-7, another medium, and this full health. And now this was here is just pure brilliance. Look at the move. Look how quickly Gent moved around him. He understood the reload speed. Here comes the WZ-120. Gent's reloading here, and this is what you get. There's only sometimes you get this, but the reason that happened is that 120. That's a tank that you need to slow down to shoot, only for a second. It has that very low aim time, a little bit of high dispersion, especially on movement. So if that guy had slowed down just a millisecond, it would have been the easiest thing in the world to clear Gent with HE, especially with that big cannon there. But he chose to be stupid. Gent somehow cleared him in a beautiful shot. Yeah, BS my ass, you're an idiot. But nonetheless, now Gent's facing a 2,120 hit point Jagdpanzer E100, and he is in a T57 with 7 hit points. So now, you're going to notice that this player in the Jagdpanzer is a noob, and that helps. It's still 2,120 hit points that Gent has to work through. The guy is not AFK. It's not one of London's masteries, which you get so lucky sometimes, and finds like a AFK mouse at the end. This guy is there. Gent loses him. All he has to do is hit HE anywhere near Gent. He can be under the tank, and Gent is gone. He doesn't even, he could probably hit him within like that. So here he comes. You know, no camo, no problem. He's charging Gent. And what did Gent do? Of course, he tracks him. Now, I will tell you there, if you've tracked a lot of tanks like I have, sometimes they actually move over more. And Gent got lucky there that didn't, and because of the size, he didn't move over even more, because he would have been able to shoot him, which would have been a hell of a way to not calculate this map. So Gent backs up, gets the noob to push forward. He knows what's going to happen. I do too. The Young Panzer is going to push forward, and then Gent can get behind him. And this guy is just dumb enough that he runs over those curves and the kind of cuts the corner, and that makes it really hard to turn around. But you can see the guy is trying hard. He's not giving up. He's backing up and trying to see what he can do here. You know, you can do about 1,200 damage, give or take. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1,200 damage, give or take, in a clip of the T57, assuming that you don't get bad or good RNGs. So Gent's got 1334 damage. So he needs to find a way here. And you can see this guy is trying. I mean, he was in good position there, trying to get a shot in Gent. And I think what I would ask each of you watching is, what would you do in this spot? This is not an easy thing. What I learned from Gent and watching this is just be patient. Let the noob fuck up. That's what they're good at. That's what I do, and I'm a noob half the fucking time. Let them do their stupid things. A great player would have just sat there, because he had so many hit points. There's a million things he could have done. And Gent is just picking apart his little tiny nubbin. And the guy's trying to get a shot on Gent, which it's very close right there. But Gent knows his angles, knows his positions, knows where he can and can't not overextend. I probably would have screwed this up. So Gent reloads the clip again, gets the heat rolling. The guy shot. Now that was the it. That shot was pretty much it. Gent hits him one with heat, and then two. And that is all it is done. Terrific game. 6,900 damage plus. What a comeback. 6,902 damage, 4 kills, 1,679 base XP. Just a monster game. What a comeback. Way to have it done. Zebra Monkey, you should kill yourself for that idiocy that you had there at the end. But I ultimately come down to, in the IS-7 from Tenet, that was a hell of a game. Good for him. You can see that WZ-120 was a good player. Gent, thanks for sharing the replays. Terrific games. Team, guys, please subscribe to the channel.